الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, esteemed delegates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to have the opportunity to address this esteemed gathering. May I begin by thanking His Royal Highness, Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman, for inviting me to join you today and for his wise remarks. I'd like to also thank our hosts and organizers for their warm welcome and hospitality, and for giving us such a timely platform in the lead up to COP28. I would like to also acknowledge the President of COP27, my dear brother, His Excellency Sameh Shukri, for sharing his valuable insights, for his continued support and guidance. Thank you, sir. Allow me also to thank the UNFCCC Executive Secretary, my dear friend and partner, Simon Steele, for co-hosting this very important gathering and event. And it is indeed a great honor and a pleasure to be here in Riyadh today and to see so many friends, colleagues, and partners at this very important gathering. I stand before you representing the fourth MENA country to host a COP. Doha set a timeline for a global climate agreement. Marrakesh established the framework for greater collaboration between cities, regions, businesses, and investors. And Sharm el-Sheikh delivered a big win for the Global South by agreeing the fund for loss and damage. And I have no doubt, with your help and support, COP28 will deliver transformational outcomes for this region and for the entire world. Excellencies, you may ask what gives me this confidence. The answer lies with all of you, and in fact, with the people of the MENA. Over the course of my lifetime, I have seen firsthand the transformative abilities of our region. I have experienced our resilience in the face of global challenges, and I have witnessed our desire to grow and transform our young societies and economies. And I have felt our individual motivation to drive real progress through enlightened and positive leadership. This leadership has in fact inspired programs as ambitious and as meaningful as the Saudi and Middle East Green Initiative that is driving positive environmental impact and improving the lives of countless communities. And I can tell you that the track record, actions, and political will of the United Arab Emirates leadership and the COP28 team's determination to build a better future is absolutely unwavering. For these reasons, I am filled with confidence that this region has the vision, the commitment, and the capacity to shape a better future, not just for the Middle East and North Africa, but for the whole world. Excellencies, with just 53 days to go before COP28, I am committed and determined to rally the world behind a pragmatic, ambitious, and a comprehensive climate agenda. An agenda that puts the world back on track to achieve the goals of the Paris Agreement across mitigation and adaptation through a balanced response to the global stocktake. And an agenda that keeps 1.5 within reach while delivering pro-climate, pro-growth development for the people of MENA as well as for the world. We live in a region of extreme heat, water scarcity, and food insecurity. We are also suffering harsh climate impacts, from droughts to the devastating floods of Derna. To deliver for our region, we must put adaptation front and center of the climate agenda. Donors must double adaptation finance and replenish the Green Climate Fund. Old promises must be kept, including the $100 billion pledge made over a decade ago. Old institutions like the World Bank and the IMF that were built for the realities of the last century must update their mandates and their charters for the climate realities of today. And the private sector must step up to invest not just in the opportunities of the global north, but also, and more importantly, in the needs of the global south. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had 27 COPs, and you might be surprised to learn that 17 of them have been hosted in fossil fuel producing countries. The fact is, energy is just of paramount importance. It is fundamental to everyone and everywhere. And figuring out a fair, just, equitable, responsible, and well-managed energy transition is essential for economic and climate progress. And that's why I approach this challenge with humility, with a deep sense of responsibility, and a great sense of urgency. I approach this challenge with a clear, realistic, and sober mind. There are no simple solutions. We cannot unplug the energy system of today before we build the new system of tomorrow. It is simply not practical or possible. We must meet the energy demands of our growing populations while providing access to the 800 million people that don't have access to energy today. And we must rapidly build the clean energy system of the future while we decarbonize the system of today. To do this, we must ramp up all new clean energies. That is why I have set a global goal of tripling renewable energy and doubling energy efficiency by 2030. And I am pleased that 85% of the world's economies, including the G20, have endorsed this very important and game-changing goal. In parallel, I have called on all oil and gas companies, IOCs and NOCs, to align around net zero or before or by 2050 and to zero out methane emissions by 2030. So far, over 20 companies, IOCs and NOCs, representing all continents, have stepped up and I continue to engage and ask everyone to get on board by COP28. And if we're going to make a real dent in emissions at a gigaton scale, we must also engage and partner with the heavy emitting industries like steel, aluminum, cement, and help expedite their transitions and drive down their emissions. This cannot and will not happen without the support of governments. We need smart policies to scale up and commercialize hydrogen. We need to cut the cost of carbon capture and storage. And we need to incentivize all other new technologies to be adopted. Excellencies, a critical pillar of the COP28 agenda is focused on people, lives, and livelihoods. We must make the fund for loss and damage that was promised in Sharm el-Sheikh a reality in Dubai. In addition, I am calling for all countries to sign up to COP28's transformative declarations to climate action. This includes a declaration on food, agriculture, and climate aimed at feeding a growing population without overheating our planet. We are partnering with the United Nations Environment Programme to deliver a global cooling pledge to reduce the energy used to cool our homes. And COP28 will be the first to put global health on the climate agenda with a political declaration in partnership with the World Health Organization. And here, let me invite all countries of the MENA region to sign up to these game-changing declarations. Excellencies, to make truly game-changing progress, we must separate facts from fiction, reality from fantasies, impact from ideology. And we must ensure that we avoid the traps of division and destruction. Let's rise above the noise. Climate change does not recognize political divisions or national boundaries. It affects everyone, everywhere. Let's respect the science. The size of the challenge requires everyone to show up, to step up, and to up their game and to contribute. That is why I am inviting 1,000 mayors to share what's working at the local level in a special summit at COP28. I am also hosting a special summit to engage the private sector, businesses, and philanthropies in driving practical, impactful climate solutions. We will include the energy and the voices of our youth, the wisdom of indigenous peoples, and the peoples of all faiths. In simple terms, I am calling for unity. I am calling for global solidarity to deliver global breakthroughs. Your Highness, Excellencies, distinguished guests, this region has the resources, the leadership, and the experience to create a climate-positive future of new industries, new technologies, new businesses, new jobs, and more importantly, new hope. Let's apply our capacities. Let's apply our capital and our know-how and scale to deliver positive and game-changing outcomes at COP28. Maximum ambitions, zero emissions. Success through solidarity. Let's show the world that this region is a true climate leader that can deliver truly inclusive climate progress. COP28 is our moment. It is our opportunity. Let's seize it together. Let's unite, let's act, and let's deliver. I thank you all, and I wish you a very successful Climate Week here in Riyadh. And I look forward to welcoming you all at COP28 in the United Arab Emirates. Thank you.